Hello everyone, so I've sobered up after the drunken super fight. Yes, that was a thing on live stream this afternoon. Don't worry, you'll get to see the full video later. In the meantime, we have Devient Kage here, driving his Pack 90. And he has his own YouTube channel. He's from Australia, and he's a friend of the channel, has been for a while. And we occasionally... I'd like to do this at least once a month. Just him and I just swap replays and give nice big old shout outs to each other while we show off each other's capabilities. Now, Kage, I believe... Oh, wait, I see Hype over there. He might actually be playing on the EU server, which will give him a massive ping, and that's going to influence how he plays. Because from Australia, he runs almost 300 ping to the NA server. To the EU server, he's close to 400 and some change. But in the meantime, he is set up here, and this full... Oddly enough, if this is the EU server, it is a full tier spread match, and we can hear the birds chirping. And I am gonna have to cut down the game. If I remember correctly, we can hear the birds. We can hear Kage just sitting here in his AMX, looking out, waiting for a target. But Kage is kind of like me. At a certain point, he gets tired of waiting and starts to advance. Now, as you can see, they've also done some massive optimization work to the replay system. Thank Jeebus. Because I am suffering absolutely no frame rate loss in the replay system. Now, during the actual game, I'm suffering massive frame rate loss right now, but that's beside the point. Oh, he missed the scorpion. Just missed it. Thankfully, it appears as though no one noticed him despite him firing his cannon. When he sees another scorpion. And that one he also misses. Get ready for the Pack 90's gun to misbehave quite a bit. Part of having a high ping is learning to compensate for said ping. If Australian players had good internet, we would all be very screwed. Bulldog goes in against Scorpion and is getting absolutely pwn-sorted by not only the Scorpion, but his allies. As Kage decides to come up and provide some assisting fire. So we can see he doesn't actually have a shot, but he is proxy lit because he was too close to that Scorpion. The Bulldog paying for it with his life, but he gets a shot! A tricky, sneaky, dirty shot underneath the train into the Scorpion, and he's about to get another one as he spots a Dragoon 90. He's working. He's working slow, but steady. Now, I am surprised he has actually installed a hull reinforcement on his Pack 90 instead of more damage per minute, but his choice. He's allowed. Is he going to get a shot off? Apparently, he has shots, but they're really tricky as he has to fire underneath the train in order to make them connect. Now, he did just see that Dragoon 90 right there. Running in a straight line. That's a paddling. That is a paddling. You don't run in straight lines away from the enemy. You make sure you zigzag. Ziggy-zag it. You get what I'm saying? Now, I sent him a Veeble replay, by the way. You should go check it out on his channel. You might have a good time. His channel's in the description below, by the way, if you're curious about Mr. Kage and all of his cagey goodness, and why we must take his deviant, crazy self and place him in a cage. The amount of puns I can make with your name are endless. Trust me. I love you, Kage. I really do. Or should, since you are obviously a worshipper of Slanesh as well, I refer to you as Devient. I know, my puns are god-awful, they're terrible, and I should be shot for them. You came here for bad puns. You know you did. I'm a gamer. It's what we do. Now, he is going down here. He starts to go down here and hunt the Dragoon 90, and he doesn't seem to realize the guy is gone. And that T-54 is all alone. as the enemy Puma secures its first kill. Now, the Puma is always a big threat because it has a higher than average penetration and damage shell than the regular BMP-1. Ooh, he and the 54 are having words. Ooh, God, critical hit? That poor 54. However, Kage manages to ricochet here. And that one doesn't, and the 54 misses. I think that's going to be his last shot. Unless something else steps up to stop the Kage. Yeah, I just referred to you as Kage now. What are you going to do about it? 54, you can't shoot through rocks. You silly, silly 54. Solid rocks are plenty match for your armor-piercing ammunition. You should have been firing heat. Now Kage is looking for that. An opposing Pack 90 who deserves a paddling. Oh, his second shot is denied by a building. That's fine. The Kage of the Pack 90s will charge. But then he sees another juicy target. And that poor Pack 90. That poor Pack 90. He's just letting loose of that 62 right now. Because he can. And he hopes that 62 is still there. And there's no sense on sitting on cap because enemy team is starting to crumple, but if you don't keep the pressure on, this is armored warfare, things can turn in an instant. The moment you let off the pressure is the moment that you invite the enemy to start beating you back. As we see from the Xylo going down and this regular AMX MP being a problem. Now, I'm going to lean towards Kage's internet connection on that one and not his actual ability to shoot straight. I'm going to... What? I saw that go in! I call shenanigans! Oh shit, the enemy team has started to even up the odds. Kage better catch that regular AMX. Oh, there we go. Now the opposing team has clustered themselves together in hopes of creating a last-ditch defense. Or perhaps they're moving as a pack. We know the Puma is low on health, and if the Puma dies, the Type 59 and T62 are blind as bats. They're not exactly renowned for their self-spotting capabilities. Kage has decided to defer from further engaging the enemy, and is pulling back to cap. Meanwhile, the two one-shot Pumas are definitely having an argument as Kage is running away to cap. Now, cap is a valid move here. It's one of the few instances I would say it is a valid move, because the enemy has 3 tanks to hack through. Make that 2. And while they are decently health M60s, forcing the cap pressure on them is going to force them to come to you and move out of their much more defensive position, which Kage is rewarded with a Type 59 coming in and blasting his T-54 ally in the head. However, the Type 59 now realizes there's more than one on cap. Now, this is the point where you just have to be willing to move off cap. Just flat out. If you want to save your ally, Kage, you're going to have to go in. But your ally is dead. Like I said, if you wanted to save him, you had to go in. This is the point where you just have to go balls deep. And just start spraying in, and that's what Kage is doing. The Devient man is going right on in here. And presses his gun barrel up against the side of the Type 59 to go, dodge this! For his 4th kill. Now he knows the Puma is on the way. He knows the Puma has better view range and better camouflage than him. He needs to position himself in such a way that the Puma coming up to him will not spot him until it's point blank. Now, obviously, if he saw the Puma probably saw him because he was still moving as well. So they have a relatively good fix on each other's positions. It would be dog foolish of that Puma to come the direction Kage is facing, so Kage turns around. He notices the T-62, his allies take care of it, it's just him and the Puma, and he highly suspects the Puma is coming behind him. So he positions himself for minimal exposure, since he knows that if he gets hit, he's probably dead. And just waits for the proxy light here. Now, if the Puma comes up over the other ridge, Kage's turret is actually quick enough to snap around. But the Puma has elected for a different strategy. Rather than going after Kage, who, you know, we're certain he is spotted, he is instead hiding under the bridge. Well, Kage will have none of this, and goes to engage his Tier 4 opponent, while his M60 friends are on the way. Kage knows he has to, if they want to seek and destroy this guy, he must cut off all avenue of escape. As he just saw a round fly out. He sees him. Oh, but his connection says you aren't going to shoot him and hit him. That one also missed. France, build more accurate gun, please. Hashtag everyone. That got it. Love how we see that, like, just bare skin of the back hit. I bet if he had better connection, he would have hit dead on in the center. And we just see the back end go, poof, dead. Ah, what a good job there at the end, sir. You almost got your brains blown across the fields. And then those Pattons would have been pretty helpless to outspot a Puma. And it could have just easily sat there and kept playing with them and resetting over and over again. So great job. Let's go take a look at the final stats of this particular game to see what all transpired. Shall we? I do believe we should. So here we have it. Thought we had it. There it is. There it is. Have it. We see Kage gets his ace tanker and his gold star with 3,400 damage, 3 times his hit points plus, and 7 spotted tanks. Doing an excellent job. We also see he prefers Philip, which is not someone that I necessarily prefer. He damaged a total. He assisted and or damaged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vehicles and actually killed 5 of those. Nice job. 24 shots fired, but so many misses! You could have saved so many more lives if you'd made contact. Not to mention, only 12 penetrated, which means half of his rounds did nothing! Australia, better internet now, please. I want to see Kage kick ass and take names. But he did come in top of his team. He got 1,600 raw XP to take home with, well, as he would put it, 9,847 XP and 334,915 credits. See, Kage, I make mistakes too. Seriously, go watch about 9 minutes and 20 seconds into the video he made of my replay, and you'll laugh your ass off. But that's everything, ladies and gentlemen. And hit the like button right now. Do it. No, don't you click away. No. Do not click away till you press that button. Or the dislike button. Either one's fine. You're just less cool if you press the dislike button. At least cool with me. If you want to press it, you go ahead. If you'd like to see more stuff by me, Fiaura, you can subscribe. There's a big, giant red button. And this is what it's like when I'm coming down from an alcoholic buzz. I'm kind of more tame and more mellow. But I'm also kind of sleepy. Like just flat out, I'm sleepy. If you'd like to see the previous Armored Warfare video, it's right there. Seriously. Go check it out. Have fun. Enjoy it. I bet you will. It's me driving MBTs. Something that doesn't happen. And puppies working well together. Heresy! But it's right there. On my left. Over there. Like, that way. Seriously. That way. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do so through Patreon, or you can check out the advertisement at the end of the video. In the meantime, from my house to yours, this is Fiaura, and I will see all of your lovely faces next time. Bye-bye, everyone.